guys, what's up? So today I'm here to make the reader problem book tag because recently a lot of people have been doing this tag, so I decided that I'm gonna do it on my computer with the questions. Just hold on a second that I get the questions.
It's clear to see, but darling, stay with me. Why am I so emotional? No, it's not a good look into self-control. Deep down I know this never worked. You play with me so it doesn't hurt. Oh, won't you stay with me? 'Cause you're all I need.
This tag has been created by About to Read. I'm gonna link her video down below if you wanna go and check that out. So let's get started. Question number 1. You have 20,000 books on your TBR. How in the world do you decide what to read next? It's kind of tricky because I do own a TBR jar and a TBR box. I showed it to you on my wrap up video a few weeks ago. So yeah, I do with TBR. I pick a book, I have to read it, but I also choose books randomly depending on my mood. So it really depends on how I feel. And yeah, I think that's how I decide to pick books. Question number 2. You're halfway through a book and you're just not loving it. Do you quit or are you committed? For that, I think I'm gonna quit. I've read a lot of books that I was into hundreds of pages and it still wasn't moving as quickly as I wanted to, so I just dropped it. When I read a book and I really think that is going down and I really don't like it, I continue at 20 pages. And if after those 20 pages I still don't like the book, I just quit it. Question number 3. The end of the year is coming and you're so close but so far away on your Goodreads reading challenge. Do you try to catch up and how? Well, this is tricky because I completed my Goodreads challenge. Oh my goodness, I was so happy. You have no idea. I read 50 books this year. Oh my god. And I'm probably gonna read 2 or 3 more in the month. I'm currently reading Percy Jackson and The Last Little Blue Envelope from Marion Johnson and Percy Jackson from Rick Riordan. So I don't know if I'm gonna finish them before the end of December. I hope so. But I'm not sure if I'm gonna read more than those 2 in the month of December. But to answer the question, if I haven't reached the goal of 50 books for me, I would try to catch up, but I wouldn't push myself too hard because that's mainly the reason why I do not do readathons and all these 24 hours reading challenges, because I'm just too stressed. So I just don't like the reading of it and I just don't get into the story. Question number 4. The covers of a series you love do not match. How do you cope? I don't have series yet that do not match, mainly because I own some books of series and I don't own them all. For example, Shadow and Bone, I don't have it physically with me because I passed it to my friend, and Siege and Storm, I do own those 2 physical copies in paperback, and I know that Rune and Rising is in hardcover and I'm not sure I want to buy it. I can buy it in paperback but only online, and I don't have the Visa card and everything to buy online, so my mother would have to pay online and she doesn't like really paying things online, so that doesn't really work out well. I try to make my series match because I have a crazy little obsession with that, especially the covers that doesn't match. Example, Shadow Me, the first cover that came out, I was like, I am never gonna buy this cover because it was so ugly. I did not like this cover at all. So when the eye thing-ish cover came out, I was like, okay, I'm gonna buy that. I own Ignite Me and Unite Me, but I don't own Shadow Me and Unravel Me. I own them in French, but the cover is not the same thing. It's like, it's a girl and it's not an eye, so I I don't like that, so I'm gonna buy probably those books someday. Question number 5. Everyone and their mother loves a book you don't really like. Who do you bond with over shared feelings? I do have a lot of friends who share the same feelings I have for books. Question number 6. You're reading a book and you are about to start crying in public. How do you deal? To cry in public, I would probably run and hide in the bathroom. That's probably what I would do. I'm just lame like that. Question number 7. A sequel of a book you loved just came out, but you've forgotten a lot from the prior novel. Will you reread the book? Skip the sequel? Try to find a synopsis on Goodreads? Cry in frustration? Cry in frustration? Really? I would just reread the first book, because that's actually what I'm doing with the Divergent series. I read Insurgent a long time ago, and when I went to grab Allegiant, I did not remember at all what Insurgent was about, so I have to reread this book. Question number 8. You do not want anyone borrowing your books. How do you politely tell people nope when they ask? People don't ask me. That's just like that. People don't really ask me if they can borrow my books. It's usually the opposite way. I ask so many people to borrow their books because I'm a borrower, if that's even a word. I pass some to my friends, like Shadow and Bone, but that's pretty much the first person I've ever passed a book, I think. I do trust my friends. No, even if that was a book that I really loved, I would pass it anyway. Question number 9. Reading ad. You've picked up and put down 5 books in the last month. How do you get over your reading slump? Mainly, my reading slump goes when I read a book in English and I'm really too tired to read, because I do have to concentrate more than when I read in French. So lately I've been into a reading slump of a week because I was reading Percy Jackson and I was so slow at reading this book. I don't know why. I was just not in the mood for reading English books. So I decided to pick a French book and I read it in 3 days. So I guess I just have to read French books to get out of my reading slump. Question number 10. There are so many new books coming out that you're dying to read. How many do you actually buy? I buy a lot of books in English because they are more than half the prices for the books in French. Example, I have a book in English in paperback that is $10, and I have the book in French in paperback that will be $24. Which one do I buy? English, obviously. So that's mainly the reason why I buy a lot of books. Finally, question number 11. After you've bought the new books you can't wait to get to, how long do they sit on your shelf before you get to them? I don't know, because I mainly pick them from my TBR jar. The longest book that have been sitting on my shelf is Allegiant, so it's not that long. So I guess I could say some years. I do want to catch up to Allegiant because it's a Divergent series and I want to read it before all the movies come out. Well, I do have time. I have 3 years, but 2 years. Anyway, I want to read them anyway, so that was all I have for this video. I don't really think anyone haven't done this tag yet, so I'm not gonna tag anyone, but if you are watching this and you haven't done this tag yet, I suggest you do. So yes, I'm gonna see you soon with another video. Bye!